In the nation's capital at New Delhi, at Air Headquarters, Sir Patrick Playfair, formerly Air Chief Marshal, recently broadcast to the youth of India. He told them of opportunities now unfolding in the Indian Air Force. Opportunity for service to motherland in defense of India's ancient cities and majestic plains. Opportunity for adventure. Opportunity for a career on wings in the element of tomorrow. To the Royal Air Force, Sir Patrick Playfair paid warm tribute. In Canada, flying youth is in the van of aviation progress. For the Union of South Africa, young airmen are winning laurels in the sky. Young men from New Zealand and Australia, in a mounting tide, swell the flood of empire aviators. And from India too they come, for India's youth has had its imagination fired by the symbol of the airman's wings. To cope with the thousands who aspire to join the Indian Air Force is a central interview board which moves about the country hand-picking recruits. Every day in the waiting rooms of the Central Interview Board come potential recruits from all parts of India for the conference that will be a turning point in their lives. Only the candidate with a nimble mind and a good education is a match for Air Force training. Judging from the look on this candidate's face, there's no doubt about the board's verdict. Yes, he's been accepted. So week by week, month by month, continues the process of selecting the fittest and best for service in the sky. The medical test is a stiff one. Flawless eyesight, a body in fighting trim, powerful lungs, these are needed for endurance flights and hair-trigger decisions. The Air Force of today demands perfection. By train, tonga, car, the new recruits arrive at the initial training center in Lahore for a 2-month training course. The recruits meet their commanding officer, who welcomes them to their new life and hopes that they'll make good. With respect and something of awe, they listen to his inspiring address.
The safety, honor, and welfare of your country come first, always and every time. The good name of the service to which you belong comes second. The safety, comfort, and welfare of the men you command come next. Your own ease, comfort, and safety come last, always and every time.
Already they are catching the tradition of the service. Their pride is reflected in the way they march, in every drill movement.
Into line! Right! Hard! Well, that's not good, but it's not bad. It's a definite improvement. You're coming on. You've got a long way to go yet. Come on, stand up! Aye!
In pleasant classrooms, the students receive their first lessons in navigation, theory of flight, recognition of aircraft, in all the kindred yet diverse subjects with which the pilot of today must be familiar. Between instructor and pupil there is no barrier, no stiffness, but a spirit of comradeship. They are doing a job together, and they are doing it smoothly.
Now, you've drawn the track joining these 2 points, and the next thing to do is to find the grid bearing of the second one with respect to the first. To do that, you measure any of these angles here between the grid north and the track itself. That Now, Harbeck Singh, what do you make it?
57 degrees, sir.
Krishna?
It's just over 56 degrees, sir.
In a service whose men must be not merely fit, but superlatively fit, games of all kinds figure prominently in the day's schedule. Games which call for individual prowess and team spirit. Every airman is and must be an athlete in top condition. In smartness and discipline, they are second to none. Their keenness is exemplary as they move forward towards the wings that will carry them to adventures and opportunities. Opportunities such as fill the dreams of this young cadet, writing to his parents of today's achievement and tomorrow's hope. My dear parents, we have now come to the end of our 2 months initial training at Walton Center. Yesterday we had our final passing out parade, a thrilling climax to our course. I wish you could have been here for the ceremony. I think you would have been proud of it, like those other parents who were lucky enough to be here to see their own sons. You would have been impressed by our smartness as we swung along with all the confidence of old stagers. After the parade, our commander greeted us for the last time. We were all very much moved by his address, with its words of hope and encouragement, as he bade us farewell and good luck.
And now, I wish you Godspeed and good luck.
From the initial training center, the recruits move on to the School of Elementary Flying to mark their transition from landlubbers to aviators. They receive full flying kit, including parachutes which they may never have to use, but which are an essential part of every airman's equipment. It is a proud moment when they feel the parachute harness settling on their shoulders. They are like young knights with their first visors. Trainer planes with dual control are waiting to take them on their first trip. Now they will be able to put into practice the theory of the classroom, the first lessons they learnt with textbook and blackboard. There is no delay in getting the recruits aloft, for the air is to be their second home. Each student receives instructions about the first principles of navigation. Clearly, concisely, the instructor takes him through the entire routine from takeoff to the touchdown. One by one, the planes take off. These are special training craft, built to stand the beginner's hard knocks, built to teach him the rudiments of control. First time up, the student is just a passenger, listening, watching, learning. In a remarkably short time, he will have found his air legs, will be confident and at home. Up in the clouds at last, a never-to-be-forgotten experience in a man's life, a thrilling memory that will stay with him forever, like the remembrance of the first gallop or the first clean dive off the top board. Science and man's ingenuity have made it possible to reproduce on the ground the faithful sensations of flight. In the Link trainer, the student maneuvers the controls exactly as he would at 5,000 feet, and the Link responds like a plane in flight. By wireless, the pupil gets his instruction from the man in charge. Every movement is automatically recorded, and every reaction noted. After a few sessions in the Link, the student gets the feel of stick and rudder, knows what he is doing and why. When next he goes into the air, he will have a surer touch, the touch of confidence. Now the pupil is to try his hand at the real thing, the takeoff and the landing. Though his officer is alongside him, the novice must pilot the ship himself, putting to practical test the lessons he has learnt. And this is how it shouldn't be done. The instructor, a patient man who has seen a good many first takeoffs like that one, tells the pupil where he went wrong. He tries again. And this time, success. In the morning's busy routine is a welcome break for tea and gossip. Life in a flying school is school as well as flying, so twice a day the students troop into the classroom for instruction. A progress chart carefully records the number of flying hours each student has put in. Usually the recruit is ready for his first solo after 14 hours in the air. And then comes the peak moment when those students who have successfully passed all their preliminary tests are to make their first solos. One by one, the planes slide forward, the deep roar of their engines evoking an answering throb of excitement in the heart of each youngster at the controls. His commanding officer removes the twin joystick, a symbolic gesture to show the recruit that from here on he must rely on his own coordination of will and judgment. With accelerated pulse and a tingling of the scalp, the youngster takes off to justify his officer's trust, to prove to himself that he has spent his time and learned his lessons to good purpose. Alone in the clouds at last, with the feeling of power and exhilaration and heightened senses that come rarely in a lifetime. Alone in the clouds at last, flying solo, master of your own ship. Across the boundless skyways of the world, in bombers and fighters, in transport, pursuit planes and interceptors, youth is blazing a trail. In the crucible of war, the youth of India will take shining courage in steady hands and give a new meaning to the word valor. When peace returns, their adventure and daring will find a reward as passenger liners and flying pack horses shuttle back and forth between prosperous continents. To India's youth, the pathfinders of the nation's progress, the freedom of the skies beckons irresistibly. From the mouths of the Ganges to the Gulf of Cambay, from Cape Comorin to the far north, the youth of India is taking wing. For youth aims high.